What is up and welcome back today, guys. Today we'll be working on the STI and it's winter. We're not doing anything big like we did last year with the engine pull. That was a whole fun thing. Today we're just gonna do a quick oil change because it's been sitting for 4 months now. So it's gonna might have to charge the battery before we start it up. But I just want to change the oil halfway through the storage because it's probably going to be sitting for another 4 months. So we'll do that, and then I also want to when we installed the deck on there, like maybe 2 years ago when I was still winter driving it, we put in the microphone for the deck so I couldn't get audio. Well, I still don't have the audio, so I'm gonna grab that today and I'm gonna put it in the Forester, and then we're gonna start planning out what I want to do with the Forester interior. So I'm actually gonna have some of your guys' opinions. I have an idea of what I want, but I'm gonna ask you guys and see what you want. Also, I'm gonna be trying, maybe, we'll see, a new way of collecting some content with that, so we'll see how that works. But today really it's just another one of those random Subaru vlogs, hanging out in the garage and working on the cars, so a good day. Also, I don't think I've ever actually went through what oil I'm using. So I'm using XS 81. So this stuff is 5W40. This is the stuff Vex runs in all their cars. So I kind of trust them, and it's pretty close to what everyone else. Some people, like Adrian, use Rotella. You can do that. Really, it's a diesel oil, so really it shouldn't be used, but it still works for a lot of people. So who knows? I'm not an expert in it. I just use what a lot of other people use, and they use it on their high performance cars, like their race cars and stuff. So I'm not too worried about that. And then we just use the OEM filter because OEM is best. So we're gonna do that. But first we gotta get all of this out of the way, pull this out so we can actually get in the car, check the battery, and then start her up. So there we go, we have the whole car cleaned up around so we can actually get to it. Next up is I'm going to see if it opens because it's been sitting here for a while, no charge on the battery, or there was charge eventually, so got the command start. Aha, we're in. Now I gotta pop the hood and put it on the battery charger for a little bit. And if you weren't quite sure that it was dead, nothing. Yeah, I shouldn't have let that happen, but oops. Also, I forgot about this crack. This isn't fun. I had it happen, a rock hit the black and it cracked it, so I'll just live with it for now, but eventually we'll get it replaced. Got the battery charger on just that 2 amps right now. I forgot how dirty I left it. So what I'm gonna do is, while it's sitting here, I'm gonna get some quick detailer and just spray it down and dust off, because look at all this. We must have drove it in the rain. Actually, I know we drove it in the rain, so that's what we'll be doing, we're gonna wipe this off and just clean it up a little bit. And while that is happening, I'm gonna check the oil, make sure there's still oil in it, check the coolant, make sure all the fluids are good, and then we'll put it on 12 amps, I believe. Yeah, and let that sit for probably 5 minutes, and then it should be able to start, and we should be all good to go. If you guys didn't know, this is my parents' house, and that's where I have my car. So it's a little bit hard dealing with all the stuff in here. So someday we'll get our own shop, and that will be amazing because it's hard to find stuff in here, and it's even harder when I have to move all this stuff to get to the car. I'm thankful that I have a place to store it. It's just that it's a little hard. So hopefully someday we'll have a shop where we can pull both cars in, work on it, lots of room, and all our tools in the right spot. Because right now, most of my tools are actually on that cabinet. It's been charging for like 10 minutes now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on 12 amps. And it's gonna say it's not fully charged, which is obvious because it was that dead. So we're gonna leave it for about 3 more minutes. I'm gonna open up the 2 garage doors, and then we're gonna see if I can get it started. Well, we have a door light, so that's good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna prime the fuel. So there we go, good to hear the fuel. We can see that we have some fuel pressure, no oil pressure obviously. And we're just gonna cycle this a couple times. So we have fuel pressure to start. Okay, so check it's in gear, check the park brakes on, and give her a go. Nope. Battery is dead. So we're gonna have to give it the good old jump start. So I'm gonna put it on engine start now, and we're gonna see if we can give it a go. So yeah, it's bad because it's massive amount of electricity. But now we should be able to start her up, hopefully. So there's the pump again. Foot on the clutch, handbrake in neutral. Let's check, watch this gauge. No problem. Oil pressure good. It's idling at 1.5K, so that's good. Got fuel pressure, obviously no oil temp. Gonna watch that oil pressure. Seems a little high, but it is. There we go. It's kicking back down. So we'll let it sit for a bit. I'm gonna make sure we're not blowing oil out the back. That is a little high oil pressure from what I remember, but it should settle out just because we're idling at, well, almost 1600 now. Yeah, now it's starting to stabilize. So we're gonna pull the battery off now and then just let it sit for a little bit. No check engine light, woo! It's so good just to be able to listen to it and just rev it up a little bit. So I just went through, I checked over everything. Everything is looking good. Our oil pressure is back down to normal idle because our idle is back down to right around 500. I think it's around 700 actually, it's set to. We're just waiting for our oil temps to get up to spec. And our coolant temps are already at 81, so they're close. Fuel pressure's good, give it a little, everything is reacting appropriately, so it's been sitting here and nothing's happened, which is usually a good sign. So we'll just let this sit for a little bit more and then we will shut it off and change the oil. So the oil is now up to temp, so it's pretty much time to shut it off. Now, since it's all warmed up, it's time to drain the oil. So I gotta lift it up. The awkward thing is I can't get a jack on that side. So I gotta lift it up from here, put a jack stand under here, and then go under the front, and then go from the cross brace there. So a little interesting, but we'll get it up in like seconds. So we got it lifted up. It's a little bit harder where there's no room over there. I actually had to lift it and then crawl under and put it on. Not the safest thing, but it's good because I already had a jack stand under there. So we're now good to start draining it. So I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm not gonna record it because you already know how to change oil, I'm assuming. If not, comment down below and I can help. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is we're now going to drain the oil and let it sit, and while it's doing that, I'm just going to spray some rust converter on some spots, and once that's done, we can put the oil in and we can start moving stuff to the Forester, moving the one cable, and talking about what we want to do with the Forester. And just like that, we have the oil changed on the STI. I barely dropped any oil because this has got that little valve, so it makes it super easy. So we just drained it into the pan and then refilled it with the same stuff. I used some of my old containers because I was gonna have 3 half-empty containers, so I got 1 down, and now we're gonna try to start it up again. I'm first gonna try without putting on the battery charger and see if it starts up. Then from that, if it doesn't, we can always stick on the battery charger. But I just wanna make sure that we can get the fresh oil to run through it before we leave it sit for another 4 months. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna move on to the Forester. Fuel, good. In neutral. Fuel pressure, we should be all good. And let's just check our oil pressure. Oil pressure is good, fuel pressure is good, and we actually have a little bit of warmth. So I'm gonna let this run for maybe 30 seconds, if that, just to get the oil to circulate, as I said, and then we should be good. And there we go. It is all good to go. Oh, now we gotta grab the cable from the STI. Literally the microphone cable, and actually, I don't know, this video is a long time, some of you guys might have never seen it, is I put up this guy, yeah, you can't see it there, this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this off of my mirror, It's really stuck on there. So I'm gonna do that and pull it out because I have no deck, right? So it really doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna pop this off and then pull it through the A-pillar, and then we'll put it in the Forester itself. Well, I got the mic out, but now I thought it was gonna be easy as pull it through the A-pillar. Nope, so we're popping off the A-pillar now. Well, there's the A-pillar. If you didn't know, this is actually a silver pillar. So I painted this black with trim paint years ago, and actually it's held up great. There's a couple little scratches. I might have adjusted those actually. No, I don't think so. But I can always touch it up. But it's held up great if you guys are ever asking. Yeah. So this is something we are thinking about doing on the Forester, but I still can't get this stupid cable out. So it's now here, and I can't get it out. So I guess we're going under the dash now. We'll see. Or does it go along here? Nope. That is the old boost cable. Aha, I have both ends to it now. Took a little bit of fishing in and out. Turns out it was like under the Defi controller unit, and I was like jammed under it, so I had to kind of wiggle that out, and we eventually got it out. So we're gonna put the A-pillar back, and then we're gonna put this in the Forester. STI, now to the Forester. So what we're doing, as I said, is we're taking this cable from the STI, because the deck in here was once from the STI, and putting it in the Forester. So that shouldn't be too difficult at all. Also, if you guys are wondering about how the tint is after 2 weeks, it is still good. I can roll down the windows and there's no issue, so the tint itself is stuck on there good. And then there is some little bubbles. Like, I'm not a perfect tinter, especially if there's some right there you can kind of see. But if you stand like this distance, you can't tell. So really, I'm not too picky. This is like my own tint. This is a DIY car, so definitely not too picky. Definitely gonna redo this window and probably redo, well, I know I'm definitely gonna redo this one someday. I'm not sure exactly when. We'll get to it eventually. But other than that, it looks pretty good. This is all blacked out on this side. So somehow we got to attach this to this, which means we got to pop this all out, which means fun times. It's not as easy as the STI, but it's not too difficult. The one nice thing is all Subarus are the same. You really just pop it out, and then this plastic piece, you're able to unscrew the deck, and the deck comes out itself. I forgot to mention one critical detail. You got to take off the bottom piece before you pop off this top piece. And I forgot how bad this top piece is. So you got clips here, 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 and you got one here and one on here. So just prying it off is so much work. I forgot about that. I actually ended up using a butter knife. Imagine that. But it worked really well. Bent it only a little. And finally, we can take this guy out and plug in our one little cable. And now we get to put it all back together. Hello, A-pillar. We meet again. So I had to pull it off so I could wire it up to where it was before. So this poses a question now. What should we do with these A-pillars? And for a matter of fact, all the plastic in this car. So what I've been thinking is what we'll do is what we did to the STI, where we painted all black, because we got blacked out windows, so why don't we black everything else? But I'm going to let you guys have the final say on this one, because this is, again, the DIY car. So if you have some crazy idea, put it down in the comments, and we can see if we can make it happen. The issue with painting everything black, so all the plastic here can be black, all the tombstone, all this can be black. The doors, this can be black, this is plastic. This and this are fabric, so kind of stuck there. I don't know, I've never dyed fabric. I heard it's possible, might be able to do that, and whatever. So that's where the interior of the Forester comes in, where you guys actually come in, is what should we do to it? Also, headliner, it's gray. If we do all that black, that means the headliner has to be black. What kind of fabric, like velvet or suede or something like we did in the STI, or something more classy? I don't know, let me know, but rewrap the headliner maybe, like we did on the STI in, that video, or whatever. So let me know what you guys want to see. Anyways, so I had to pull this out so I could get this wire in. Just wired this up through here, just took a paint spreader and just jammed it in. No big deal. And then we're going to stick it right to here and just have the microphone over there, which means I have to find some double-sided tape in here. Don't know if we'll have any, but we'll see. So I'm going to put this up and put that, and hopefully we have some double-sided tape, and I'll show you what it looks like after that. And there we go. It's just hiding right up there, and it goes all the way around, down the A-pillar, down this little groove here where you can't even see it, and then under the steering wheel and into the deck. So now we just gotta, just like that, the whole tombstone was back. It's a lot easier putting it back than it was, but here we can test it. Hey Siri. There we go. So we have a working Siri now. So there we go, we have officially a mic in here, which works perfectly because now the deck actually works to its full functions, and as you can see I can use Siri and it's all good, because before if I answered a call or something it just wouldn't work, it would just be nothing. What we're doing with the Forester. So as I said, I'm thinking of blocking everything out, so blocking out this trim, blocking out that trim, anything that's plastic I'm being able to block out. And then I was looking at these aren't easy to change LEDs as far as I know, so we'll have to look into that because one of them is actually dead, so I will have to change eventually, but it might be like soldering. And then also in the end we do have gray carpets, so I don't know if, do you guys, I'm not sure of this, I'm pretty sure they've got made black Foresters all black, so I wonder if I can source a Forester that's able to that has everything black. That'd be nice, then I wouldn't have to figure out how to dye carpets and all that fun stuff, or find an aftermarket carpet. But that's what I'm thinking, so let me know what you guys think. Maybe I should do something different or whatever, but essentially I'm figuring out blocking out the whole interior eventually, so all the plastic black, all the, like even these trim pieces are gray, so I'd have to find gray trim pieces. So I don't know, sourcing a Forester or dyeing it, and then same with the headliner, it's gray, all the plastic here, painting that black and all that fun stuff. So that's my plan, but let me know what you guys think. I'll put a survey so you guys can actually respond on the survey there too, but also leave a comment down below what you want to see. If you do want to see that, let me know, or if you have something other than that. Anyways, we're going to now jump into the studio and I'm going to show you the final piece of this puzzle. Now we're back in the studio, so what we're going to cover is one more thing that I wanted to cover, and it's about the Forester. So, as I said, we're modifying the inside, all blacked out, or whatever you guys suggest, and, well, we still have the exterior. I do have something planned kind of for the engine. It's something me and Adrian are trying to figure out, but besides that, the exterior is something also. And as I said, I'm making it like an overland vehicle, so like camping whatever vehicle. Anyways, so these are the starts of some sketches. So these are my master sheets. So what these are is these I will put tracing paper over top, and then I can trace and do whatever modifications, but these are taken actually from some of my old photos. I went ahead and redrew them on this paper that I can now trace off of, and with this paper then we can modify it. So let's say I wanted to, I don't know, maybe add a big roof rack here. What I can do is I can take my tracing paper, run it over top, and put on this roof rack. What this allows me to do is it allows me to do a whole bunch of iterations of what I want to do without actually trying to like commit to it, so I can run a bunch of ideas, and that's where you guys come in. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I will try to sketch them out and see what they look like. So like lifting, or I don't know, who knows what you guys will come up with. But that will be, if you put it in the comment section, what I'll do is I'll probably end up making another video where I can cover some of these and we can kind of announce the final plan for the Forester. But as I said, these are just the master sheets, so those completely stock right now, and then I have a couple ideas, so I'm going to go ahead with tracing paper and cover them up and get some new ideas on paper, so then I can show you guys a little bit later. But that is going to be it, and my light is now flashing. I don't know. Anyways, that's my light's toast there. So anyways, that is going to be it for today's video, so I hope you enjoyed this another Subaru vlog with a little bit of randomness and a whole lot of you guys making suggestions. So I want to see comments down below of what you think I should do with the Forester interior and exterior. But that is going to be it for today, so as always, peace out and stay humble.